All right, hi, welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to go over. The title's wrong. The title is wrong. Everyone needs to stop, and I need to change the title. It's the 10th Sunday. Well, there you go. The 10th Sunday after Pentecost, the Introit. Well, there you go. I am going live on Thursday, which is a lot later than normal because you probably can see in the background, I have moved. So thanks for your patience as I get settled in the new place. And yeah, without further ado, let's go over the Introit for the 10th Sunday after Pentecost. Dum clamarem. All right, so here we go. We have Dum clamarem. I love this because, man, all my texts are off. There. Because it is a mode 3 introit. Now, mode 3 introits, if you don't do them right, they're long and boring, which isn't good. So, we're going to start this one on an E, and that kind of makes it in C major, ending on an E, or at pitch. That's a little bit a better way of thinking about it. It goes high and stays up there. So we're going to go through it like normal, singing. And if I run into something that seems like it needs a comment, I'll make a comment. But I want to keep these as short as I can. Under 20 minutes is best because I know you guys have stuff you have to do. I have stuff I have to do. That's why I do a live stream instead of sitting down and editing everything. So let's start. Dum clamarem ad. Notice the asterisk, so you're going to come right in, rest of the choir. The asterisk, if you don't practice it, you kind of have to take a pause there, just because everyone will kind of be going, you, and then it won't start, so it'll end up being a breath anyway. So just take a breath if you don't practice it, but practice it so you don't have to. Let's start that again. And I might take this a little lower. I mean, it sounds a little high. Dum clamarem ad Dominum exaudivit vocem meam. Apis quia pro. I'm noticing the echo is way better in here. I have nice high ceilings, so I can hear it. So notice how we're kind of going up to the stratosphere, going up to the stratosphere. For kicks and jollies, I want you to hear what it sounds like a whole step lower. Dum clamarem ad Dominum. It sits okay in my voice. I think it lacks a little luster, but exaudivit vocem. It works. So that brings up a point about pitch for choirs. Now, a lot of times you'll go on YouTube and you'll find a good video you really like the interpretation of for this Sunday. And then you start singing it and you realize that you can't hit the high notes or you can't hit the low notes. What do? Well, you have to pitch it for your voice. Gregorian chant is not about pitches in the sense of pitches that are fixed. Modern music is very fixed. You know, A440 is what we tune our keyboards to. And well, we don't tune an electric keyboard, but we tune our pianos to, we tune, our violins, we tune all the instruments to. And that's so we can all play together. The Gregorian chant system is about the relationships of those pitches. So you can pick whatever pitch you want. But then what's the guiding principle? Well, you want to pitch it so that the majority of your choir can sing the majority of the time, right? So it's that sweet spot. If it's going to be high and your singers are more like basses or baritones and they don't sound good going up real high, you can hear the life happening in our house, then I would pitch it lower. to bring out, then they can sing their bass notes and be a lot better. If it's too low and you're kind of tenors and you have more of a baritone and tenor choir, then and when you get down real low, it's like, and you can't hear the distinction of the tones. Well, so pitch it up, right? So I think that's a no-brainer, but sometimes people wonder, like, well, how do I play that on the piano then? And that could be a separate whole video, but basically, if you look at the notes on a piano and you think of them whole step or half step, you don't have to know anything about keys. All you'd have to know is how to do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and know that between mi and fa, there's a half step, and ti and do, there's a half step. So you could just look down on the piano, and if you're going a whole step, like do, re, well then you go do, you pick any note on the piano that sounds comfortable, and then you go 1, 2 notes. You know, that could be, you go 2 half steps. As a half step is like that on the piano. You go, that's just C, D. I could pick any other pitch, and it would be totally fine, as long as do, re, do, re, do, re. As long as it's a whole step. You want to preserve the relationship of the pitches. It takes time to kind of go about it that way, but that's really all a musician is doing when he says, you know, oh, we're playing this in D Phrygian, which is the key of B flat major, which means I'm playing on B flat is my do, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and it's in Phrygian, meaning mode 3, starting on D, starting and ending in this case. Do, clamarem. And there you go. What they're basically doing is they're using a memorized schema or a chart in their brain to know how to play those notes on a piano. Now that I'm saying all this would make a really great video. So add that to the list of videos that we need to do. And so you know what happens, you should subscribe and hit the bell icon. You like that? All right, so back to the beginning. We're going to pitch this down. I had kind of intimated to the rest of my choir we'd be doing it on E, but I think we'll do it on D with an E flat and a B flat. Dom clamarem ad Dominum exaudivit vocem meam apis quia propinquant me. I love that phrase. Apis quia propinquant mihi. Apis quia propinquant me. It kind of bursts out into the light, and then it calms down into that kind of mode 3 cadence. Mi-hi. And we've talked about the key, mi-hi versus mi-ki. Our abbot, our local ordinary, well, not really. He's the abbot of the community of Norbertines. He says no CH sound. It's a soft H, right? So that's what we follow, ecclesiastical pronunciation. Anyway, I love that phrase. Make sure you keep it in control, right? So one of the tendencies the Gregorian chant has is to get out of control when you're playing, to kind of apis qui, I'm off. Apis quia propinquant me. Let's keep going. Et humiliavit eos. Going back to that keep it hand in control, there was a little vocal fry that on the eos wanted to come in. Instead of freaking out about it, I relaxed extra and pushed a little more air out. That usually clears any vocal problems that are starting to happen. I'm having a little guy trying to get in here, but that's what locked doors are for. So we'll start back at the beginning of that line. And if you get it out of control, it kind of just sounds weird. So remember, we want to follow the accent of the word. It's not quia propinquant, it's quia propinquant. Right? Quia propinquant. Right? It makes more sense that way. I gotta get used to the new setup here at the house. Let's go et mi. We'll start right there. Et miliavit eos, qui est ante secum. That is definitely a mea culpa moment. Qui est ante secum. The thing I messed up on was I didn't go down that minor third really squarely. Whenever there's something fuzzy enters in, it can be kind of a problem. Let's sing that again. Qui est ante secula et manet in aeternum. Iacta cogitatum tum in domino. Love that phrase. So that's amazing. I love the cogitatum tum in domino. Let's try that again. Iacta cogitatum tum in domino. This leads me to one of the interesting quirks, I guess, of how I sing Gregorian chant. And that is when there's a difficult or unexpected interval that's about to happen, it's a little more intuitive. I like to slow down there. Not because I'm following like a epizema or some kind of ritardando or dots, but actually just because of the nature of the music itself, right? It's kind of like in a lot of music, there's this unwritten kind of expression that you can add in, and different people will do it differently. So I'm not saying that mine's the only way of doing this, but we have that in domino. There's a major third. In domini. Two major thirds right next to each other. That's kind of weird. Maybe in 4,000 years, that won't be a weird interval, and everyone will sing that in their normal songs. But right now, given our day and age, it's weird. So I like to slow down a little in the sense of taking my time to understand the feel of it, right? So I was not going very slowly on cogitatum, because that's easy to just go by. So let's hear that phrase again. Iacta cogitatum tum in domino. Really helps. Now I'm doing a little bit. It's like if I had like a half a mea culpa, I could do that. Culpa means fault, but domino. I'd soften that a little bit. I'm running out of breath there. So in my own practicing, what I will probably do is practice taking a breath somewhere else so I have more air to get that phrasing at the end. So I don't make that hard B a harsh B, right? So we don't want to do that. Now coming up, this bar line will be tricky. So we're going to back up. In, do, mi. No. In, do. Now I'm lost. Let's reset. Ya. Yata cogitatum tum in domino et ipse te. Oh, you get another one. I said est instead of te. Et ipse te. I was so proud of myself for getting that interval. But notice that no. Et ipse te. You can hear that lower major third that goes on there. It's a difficult interval to get, but once you hear it and get it in your ear, you never miss it. So let's start. In do, mi, in do mi no, softening it. Et ipse te. Air. Make sure you have air, so you can hear it. You like see the sausage being made. You need to take a breath somewhere, a deeper breath, right? We have a couple things going for us. We have the et ipse te and Introit is just a difficult bunch of intervals. You go high and then you go low. It's it's under an octave, so not that high, not that low. But it does have difficult intervals. It sits weird in a voice, right? That kind of tuning kind of sits weird. And it just you run out of breath. Again, quarter bars for us at St. John the Baptist in Costa Mesa. Quarter bars mean we're going to take a sneak breath, or like a quarter breath, right? So full bar, full breath, half bar, half breath, quarter bar, quarter breath. Not ruining the sense of forward motion. Most choirs, and I think rightly so, it's a good well-established tradition, is to just blow through them most of the time. Sometimes conductors will actually, and music directors will tell you to follow that. But most of the time they just blow right through it. So, and then you have to stagger breathe a little bit more consciously than the way we do it. But let's start right at that last et ipse te. Et ipse te. That was a full breath. I needed it though. Maybe we'll do that. Et ipse te. Exaudi Deus orationem meam, et ne despexeris deprecationem meam. Despexeris, deprecationem. Wow, Dr. Seuss would have a field day on that. Et ne despexeris deprecationem meam. Intende mi et exaudi me. One of the cool things about psalm tones is if you're just really having trouble placing the introit when you're practicing it, the rest, the antiphon part, go to the psalm and just sing that, because a lot of times those hard intervals are traced out in it. But anyway, let's sing the whole thing all the way through. And then we'll call that an introit. So, from the beginning to the end. Dum clamarem ad Dominum, exaudivit vocem meam. nobis quia propinquant mihi. Et humili aviteos, qui est ante saecula, et manet in aeternum. Iacta cogitatum tum in Domino, et ipse te nutriet. Exaudit Deus orationem meam, et ne despexeris deprecationem meam. Intende mihi et exaudi me. For reference, Dom cla, and there we go. That is an introit. What a gorgeous introit. And see, you thought it was going to be a long, boring one. Here we go. All right. So thank you for joining me again. This has been a sheer pleasure doing the introits third mode for the 10th Sunday after Pentecost. We'll hope to see you in the next video where we'll go over the offertory. I think we'll do the offertory next. And it may be a little later. I have to get going to a lesson, but stay tuned. God bless you all.